weathergang.com. I'm pleased you could join me for our weekly Sunday sunset chat. We've got a couple hours before we've got things to watch on TV, but I wanted to go over the week's forecast with you. And near term, medium term, long term, we can talk about during our weekly Sunday sunset chat. And of course, a programming note, keep in mind that we are going to talk next in 8 days on President's Day for a holiday edition of our weekly chat. Thanks for joining Echo and Bradley and Cynthia. Good to see you. I'm on X, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I appreciate seeing all of you tonight. This is good to see you before we all have to tune into our TVs in a couple hours to watch the big kickoff. Kristen, happy to see you. Happy Sunday to you as well. And MC and McNamara, thanks so much for tuning in. We've got rain on the radar. It's slowly ebbing and reducing, calming down in the region. We kind of have an 18-hour or so break before steadier rain start moving back in, maybe as early as midday tomorrow. Rain chances, rain intensity slowly increase again tomorrow afternoon, with the main focus of the rain a soaking, moderate, maybe even 1 or 2 downpours possible tomorrow night. But that main rain could be near an inch, around an inch of rain accumulating tomorrow night. Good evening, Charlene and Peter and Eric. Keep me posted. And hi, Maria. Thanks so much for tuning in. And good to see you on Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube. Good evening in Greencastle, DB. Thanks for tuning in on Instagram. Yes, Diana, we're not completely ruling out another snowstorm in February, maybe even March. But currently we're leaning a little bit more pessimistic than we have been. The signals we'll talk about in a moment are there for maybe a little bit of snow, but in the near term, we have maybe some flakes mixing with the rain, non-accumulating snowflakes on Tuesday morning. So for now, it's mainly just rain that we're focused on. Let me see if I can get the emoji here. There are 2 thumbs down for rain. That is unfortunately all we've got in the forecast for now. There it is. No major snow to speak of just yet. Hello, yes, Chris on Instagram. We hope for one more snow as well. And TS and Fiora, thanks so much for tuning in. All right, so let's move beyond radar and show you in the near term. While we have fog and drizzle possible tomorrow morning, we kind of get a break from tonight into tomorrow morning. Wind is behaving itself in the near term through tomorrow, but later tomorrow night, as rain intensity ramps up, we could start seeing the breezes maybe gust to 25 miles per hour late Monday night and into Tuesday morning. Precipitation animation is showing you kind of our little bit of a lull, a little bit of a break out of steadier rains coming in again by kind of revving up midday into tomorrow afternoon, focused at the heaviest and steadiest for Monday night. But ahead of that, of course, fog drizzle can't be ruled out tomorrow morning as well. And then we get a little break. Midweek is kind of calm, maybe another little shower or rain chance on Thursday night. The weekend is currently a little uncertain, leaning dry at this time, but we need to watch this weekend to see if a storm system could develop. It is very low confidence for the weekend forecast as it stands now. Diana, 2 thumbs down. Lisa, thanks so much for tuning in. And indeed, Fred, we're watching the big changes in the weather models. We do have some uncertainty for this upcoming weekend. Steve, thanks so much for tuning in from Culpeper. And Diana, indeed, we're not ruling out another snow before February, March. We can have snow season through about the equinox in March. Hi, Juliet. Thanks so much for tuning in as well. And Maria and Eric. All right. I think we are good to go on Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube. You do have a moderate amount of snow there, Scott. Allow extra time if you must travel there in Pennsylvania tomorrow. I'll go over snow amounts there in a second. Polar vortex can't be ruled out. It's a little piece breaking off. Deidre and Robin is not liking this forecast for rain that is in the near term. Let's see if I can get it to show us some rain on the animations. Oh, well, sometimes it responds for the emoji. Oh, well, 2 thumbs down for rain and no snow. Cherry blossoms, Michael, we'll talk about closer into March. And yes, loving the longer days, Kristen, me as well. I love talking to you closer and closer to 6 p.m. All right, let's see if I've got caught up on all the comments. It looks like I'm good. Repeat. Here we go. So it's not good skiing, Mr. Riddy. It's Seven Springs, but there's a small chance of snow and maybe conditions overnight in the coming nights will allow for some snow manufacturing. Show and MB and Xtina and Keenly, thanks for tuning in on Instagram. All right, Let's keep going with thunderstorms possible with the precipitation, maybe a rumble of thunder, one or two rumbles possible Monday night with the heaviest precipitation moving in. Snow is not a factor near the DC area, but around and north of the Mason Dixon line, a dusting quickly turns into maybe a couple inches. So I think Scott was traveling to Scranton, so do allow some extra time for travel there. But you really generally have to drive into the highest elevations way north, way west of the DC area to get into some accumulating snow. Clouds do dominate through the middle part of this week, maybe breaking up a little bit Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday, maybe early Thursday. We do have more, sunshine dominating more often than not, but there's that little rain chance again Thursday later afternoon into evening and Thursday night. Maybe some breaks in the clouds on Friday. And then again, the weekend is still low confidence. We'll keep you posted as we get closer this weekend at capitalweathergang.com. My latest forecast there is at the top, the PM update, your forecast at a glance right here just above me. This is our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. I'm Camden Walker for capitalweathergang.com on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X. Thanks so much for tuning in as I look around to make sure I captured all the comments for all 4 of our social media channels. We'll next talk, by the way, as a programming note on a holiday edition for President's Day in a couple Mondays, in 8 days. All right, so I think we are Capital Weather Gang. That's nice, Diana. I appreciate that. And boo, rain, indeed, Jennifer. If I can get 2 thumbs down here for rain, sometimes there we go. The animation does rain on me, and I love that to go with the damp weather that we've got our pattern changed lately after some nice tranquil and dry weather. And the cold air, Robin, it's a little bit delayed. I don't think denied. We have really talked about getting closer to President's Day for the last few weeks when we might see a pattern shift. We're not ruling it out just yet. All right. I think we're caught up there. Max and Maple, thanks for tuning in there on Instagram. And C. Harris as well, and Katie. All right. So we've got the temperatures animation here kind of showing you below me here. It's kind of a seasonably cool week. 40s generally dominate the temperature regime this week, which is about average, kind of upper 40s, so near 50. We'll probably see a few readings in the warmer spots at or above 50 a little bit this week. But just, dress appropriately for February. We kind of are in a fairly zonal flat jet stream pattern after the storm system moves through. For tomorrow night is where the rains are focused on, maybe being steady and a little bit heavy at times. So keep that in mind when you're dressing for this upcoming week. We have nothing too warm, nothing too cold as it stands now. Tyler, snow lovers want to keep managed expectations. We're leaning a little bit pessimistically, but there is plenty of snow season ahead of us until about the March spring equinox. So keep, managed expectations, but don't throw in the towel just yet, Tyler. Scott, enjoy the game. And Donna, I think you could get a little bit of snow there in Iowa this week. And Ruth Elisa, thanks so much for tuning in from Facebook. And Tango and VT and HB, thanks for tuning in from Instagram. I think I've caught up on the comments there as well on X, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All right, so I want to take you into kind of the medium term where we could see maybe a shift into cooler temperatures, leaning a little bit below average, a little bit like a leaning probabilistically a little bit below average for next week. We'll see how intense the cold might be. The good news for snow lovers, if you want to hang your hat on a little bit of something, when we see below average temperatures with some probability and leaning above average for precipitation here below for next work week, starting President's Day actually, there is a chance, we're not throwing in the towel just yet, there is a chance for seeing some snow in the upcoming kind of medium term. Now, we are leaning a little more pessimistically than we were even a week ago or so, but we're not throwing in the towel. In conclusion, snow lovers, just keep those expectations kind of fairly managed as it stands now, but still plenty of snow season ahead into the March spring equinox. All right, let's review the near-term forecast there at the top. Here's your forecast at a glance graphically just above me. Radar, still a few showers around as we expected. And as I talked about in my PM update there at the top, anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. 2 thumbs down for rain this week. We have snow chances minimal at best, maybe some flakes mixing in for the ending of the Tuesday morning rain, but as far as snow accumulation, you have to drive way north, way west in the highest elevations beyond DC to get into where there might be accumulating snow. And Scott traveling into Pennsylvania wants, yes, please add extra time for your business trip this week. Uh, let's see, we've got Marcia and Country and Wrath and Godet. Thanks for joining from Instagram. And we've got from X, we got D and models going further south for Tuesday. I think we have a pretty good chance of ending our rain on Tuesday morning. But the next storm system for the weekend is the most uncertain factor. It might be a dry weekend. We'll see. And indeed, Charlene, snow lovers have a hard time managing expectations for snow. I'm sorry. And Lisa, the entertainment provided by Pakistani Phil, we could see peaks of an early spring, but we're not throwing in the snow, what do I want to call it? We're not throwing in the towel on seeing some snow before the end of March at this time. Kristen, the drought is gone, yes. And we've got Lewis. Precipitation from the west coast is not coming directly our way as it stands now, but some of this that we're seeing through tomorrow night, where the rains are focused steadily and a little bit more heavily tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, a little bit could be attributed to the subtropical jet stream that's very active thanks to El Nino. That did indeed come through an atmospheric river into California, but this is not a direct, it is not the directly same system as what impacted California. Brian and A. Sullivan and Baron, thanks for tuning in on Instagram. Let me know if you have any questions on Instagram, X, Facebook, or YouTube. Marcia is wanting some snow on Facebook. I love seeing that. Right now, though, 2 thumbs down for the rain that we're seeing. With all of this, lack of cold air around, we are seeing limited chances for snowflakes, maybe a couple mixing in on Tuesday morning. All right. Charlene wants a little bit more rain. I think you're up in Pennsylvania there. With your state park having a low lake level. I'm sorry to hear that. We need to maybe melt some of the snow that's coming your way, and you could get a little bit more higher lake level in the coming week or two. So that's some good news. With this wind tomorrow, it's pretty calm, but it's maybe as precipitation gets heavier tomorrow night, that winds start gusting late night, Monday night, early Tuesday, around 25 miles per hour. But in the near term, behaving themselves, the winds. And maybe a rumble of thunder or two tomorrow night with the steadiest and semi-heaviest rain for tomorrow evening. Snow again sticking well to the west and north of DC in the highest elevations, pretty much going into Pennsylvania is where you need to drive if you want to see some snow from the DC area. Clouds dominate, maybe some breaks start building in midweek, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, Thursday. Best chance of seeing some sunshine before our next rain chance on Thursday night. And maybe again this weekend we could see some precipitation, but there are a lot of question marks, and we'll have to keep you posted as we get closer at capitalweathergain.com. That's where we are 24/7 and giving you our latest thoughts as we get closer to the weekend. Deb, Molokai, Comaro, and NM, thanks for tuning in on Instagram. Marcia, boo indeed. 2 thumbs down for rain. As we get into this forecast, it's pretty damp with some drizzle, some fog, possibly even tomorrow morning before our next threat of some showers and steady rain midday into tomorrow afternoon. The focus of the rain for tomorrow is focused on the nighttime hours. Monday night could see some heavier precipitation, steady precipitation for sure, and even a rumble of thunder or two, but nothing strong or severe as it stands now. All right, we have gone through temperatures we want to touch base on. Generally a seasonably cool week with 40s generally the dominating temperature regime this week. Can't rule out around and maybe a couple, poking above 50, a couple spots here and there, but generally dress for the season, dress for about a few degrees within average for this time of year. So it is going to be seasonably cool, not too warm, not too cold, arguably. So that's some good news. If you are tired of some of this weather whiplash, we could argue in recent weeks. All right, radar again is calming down, and this should kind of dissipate. These last showers should become even lighter, fewer and far between, pretty much some stray raindrops into tomorrow morning, where we could see a little bit of fog and drizzle. But again, we're doing our 2 thumbs down for rain that's in the forecast versus snow. With cold air being so limited, we do have to drive well north and well west of the DC area to get any accumulating snow. So snow lovers, we're keeping those expectations managed. We're going to keep one eye open on this upcoming weekend, which has a lot of question marks. There is the chance, as I'll show you in the kind of medium term projections, a decent chance, kind of a low medium chance for below average temperatures in the blue here above, and leaning above average the atmosphere is for next week, starting on President's Day, leaning above average for precipitation. So if we can, and it is a big if, we can get below average temperatures mixing with a little bit more moisture than we usually see, there is a chance we see some accumulating snow, perhaps starting maybe around President's Day. So unfortunately, the models do not agree starting this weekend on the storm track, the intensity of storms that might move toward storm systems that might move toward our area. So please stay tuned to capitalweathergain.com. We will, of course, give you our latest thoughts. And we like to kind of do things incrementally. When we have better, higher confidence data, we, of course, will give you what we think is the best and latest forecast for you without kind of whipsawing you too much on the latest data. All right. Sesh, thanks for tuning in. Andy and Eshi on Instagram, and Plant and MJ's and Science Teacher. Appreciate seeing all of you on Instagram. I've got Julia on YouTube and also Lisa on Facebook. And we're also on X tonight as well, all 4 of our social media channels. David, good seeing you on Facebook. And Kristen, good seeing you as well. I'm on the air another 4 minutes or so. The time is flying by. I know everyone has got to be somewhere in about an hour and a half. But I appreciate you tuning in to our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGain.com. That's where we are 24/7. And of course, in 8 days is our next chat. Because of President's Day, we'll have a holiday edition in 2 Mondays, a holiday edition live Q&A then. And Charlene, we'll see. Yes, hopefully we'll be chatting about snow on President's Day with any luck. But again, snow lovers, keep those expectations managed. I'm just trying to give you a little sliver of good news with the potential below average temperatures next week with above average precipitation, perhaps. And let's see, no thunderstorm warnings this week, Ruth Elisa, but let's review that with the rain intensity being kind of steadiest and potentially heaviest on Monday evening and night into maybe early Tuesday morning. We could see a couple rumbles of thunder, but nothing severe or strong currently expected. And here's radar now, which should continue to wind down and diminish as we go through this evening. Daniel, winter is not over just yet, but we are keeping reasonable expectations for snow, which still can happen through the March spring equinox. So manage expectations, snow lovers. That is our message right now, and we are not throwing in the towel just yet. Ala, thanks for tuning in. Manure and Swid and Shaturi and Ghosh and Komoro, thanks so much for tuning in. Cara Morando, oh, I like that username on Instagram. So thanks so much, Cara, for tuning in. All right, and Daniel, you're most welcome on Instagram. And Paul, come on, snow, no whammy, no whammy. I love that. But yep, 2 thumbs down for the rain in the forecast. Getting this, we're trying to do 2 thumbs down to show you the animation. I want that rain to show you there. Oh well, sometimes the animation goes to show rain in the forecast that we would prefer it to be snow. But indeed, Paul, no whammy. And David, you're managing expectations. I love that as well. All right, Kristen, I appreciate seeing you. And Charlene and Marcia, happy Valentine's Day on Wednesday to you as well. And I think I've caught up on, let's see, Lisa. I think we could still get some cool temperatures. And an outdoor event on Wednesday, Julia, is looking like decent shape on Valentine's Day as it looks now. And we could see some sunshine that day as well. All right. Wow. Charlene is giving me some lovely Valentine's Day French. That's fantastic. KD and Daniel, 2 thumbs down indeed for the rain. That is what the forecast is in the near term. We are unfortunately going to see rain instead of snow in the near term, but things could turn around. I wish this animation would go with my 2 thumbs down. It's supposed to. Oh, come on. But the radar should continue to clear as we get through tonight, and maybe some drizzle and fog tomorrow morning. And wind tomorrow is tame, but we could see some gusts around 25 miles per hour on later Monday night into early Tuesday. Precipitation, again, our main chances start again tomorrow, midday into afternoon. Steadiest and heaviest for tomorrow night. Pulling out of here early Tuesday. Tiny rain chance again, with looking light for Thursday night. The weekend is still up for grabs. Could be dry, could be a little bit, few drops of precipitation around. Maybe some flakes. We got to wait for better and more confident data as we get closer, so please stay tuned. Rumbles of thunder possible for tomorrow night, just so you are not surprised if we hear a rumble or two. Snow sticking for this storm through Monday night, early Tuesday, well north and west of town. So you please do, if you are in Pennsylvania, allow extra time for driving. with the winter storm kind of giving you a winter impact there for sure. Clouds are dominating with some breaks more often than not into the middle part of this week. So sunshine does return maybe Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, and Thursday. Temperatures seasonably cool, not too hot, not too cold. Right about average this time of year, mid 40s, maybe some lower 50s. That range is what we're looking at right now. So dress for the season for this time of year. And snow lovers, as we're talking about, not throwing in the towel just yet, but keeping expectations managed. One reason we are, considering the potential for more snow before the month is over is a flip toward below average temperatures next week and above average precipitation. Neither probability is giving us a huge clear signal just yet, but worth watching as we get closer into this weekend and next week. All right, I think that is it for now. Let me try two more thumbs down here to get that rain that's in the forecast. I love this animation if it works, but 2 thumbs down on camera usually gets me an animation for rain to indicate the forecast that's kind of dominating the near term, with some fog and drizzle possible tomorrow morning ahead of some heavier, steadier rains, medium, couple downpours possible, but steady by tomorrow night for sure. Rumble of thunder even possible, but that's the heaviest focus of rain is for tomorrow night into early Tuesday. All right, I'm Cameron Walker. I'll see you in 8 days on President's Day for our holiday edition live chat and Q&A. Then have a great time viewing everything and having fun tonight. And then I'll see you in 8 days, and we'll keep you posted all this week on capitalweathergang.com as we get closer to this weekend and into next week on what our snow chances look like. Promise. Take care for now. Bye-bye.